Hey guys, this is Hector from the Insert Name FC podcast here to tell you guys about Canadips. It is a great tasting, superior alternative to traditional dip using CBD in a way that is radical, enjoyable, and effective. It comes in 5 core flavors: wintergreen, mint, citrus, mango, and American spice. Canadips CBD is the new evolution in dip, allowing guys to enjoy great, long-lasting taste without the downsides. If you guys want to go ahead and try them out, use the code BELLYUP20 at CanadipsCBD.com. Once again, BELLYUP20 at CanadipsCBD.com, and you'll get yourself 20% off your purchase. Thank you again for Canadips for being a great partner of Belly Up Sports. Alright, since taking over, obviously, like I said, Xabi Alonso has done a really good job with this club. He has really done a lot of changing as far as the culture goes here at Real Madrid. It's very, obviously, he's rotating the squad out. He's making sure these guys understand their roles, understand their assignments, and there is players that are very much benefiting from it, right? Like a lot of young players. Ada Guler is someone that's benefiting from the way things are right now with Xabi Alonso. And apparently, some people are not like a fan of some of the changes that Xabi Alonso has. He's been really strict about with the team. He has rules that the team needs to follow, which extra gym sessions, extra film sessions. He's even put restrictions on who can attend the training and also be in the locker room. And for you guys to, I guess, to kind of give you guys a method to the madness, it is kind of more just to focus on training, right? To be focused and have the team's privacy, like have things to stay within house. And I mean, you can't really say this is a waste of time because it's clearly working, right? Things are working well. Like Real Madrid looks really good. So you can't really just sit here and say like this isn't effective by any means, because you are winning matches. You're right now first place in La Liga. I know it's still early, but still, you're in first place in La Liga. You're not too shabby in Champions League right now. So and you won El Clasico. So clearly, whatever Xabi Alonso is doing is working. It is great that you guys are getting extra workout sessions. Maybe that is helping you guys with your stamina, especially with a team that had a lot of injuries last year. You know, getting those extra reps in the gym to help, strengthen muscles, strengthen your body so you can kind of take a bigger toll when it comes to the season. Film sessions. I mean, I think the fact that you're being told that you need to go watch more film is a little bit alarming in some aspect, but and then the restrictions on the locker, I think once again, it's just so we can stay focused. Let's get through this training session. Let me achieve what I want to achieve from this training session. And so the team is locked in. Locker room as well, I think, we need to free ourselves from distractions. We just need to be a team. We need to be cohesive as a team. And it matters that you don't have your entourage with you. So I do remember when Xavi Hernandez took over for Barcelona, he had some very strict rules that Barcelona players needed to follow. And look, I get it. When you have gone through a different regime and you're used to that different regime and you go into this one, it's going to take a while to get adjusted to it. And obviously, Xabi Alonso is not Carlo Ancelotti. Apparently Xabi Alonso is kind of distant from the players, which I think is just because Xabi Alonso is very much a student of the game. Like he's really thorough when it comes to tactics. So I mean, maybe he distanced himself from the players, but I think that's when I don't really look. I'm not saying he's doesn't care about the guys. That's not what I'm saying, but that's why you have a coaching staff, right? Like they're the ones that can be more direct and observant with the players, where he's really there to see the big picture, right? He needs to see everything that's going on. And yes, he'll go in and put in his 2 cents on one or few guys, but in reality, he needs to be able to treat fairly to everybody. But at the same time, he can't be distracted. So and once again, he's not Ancelotti. And once again, Xabi Alonso is this is his second club managing, by the way. So his second club, obviously he had his success at Bayer Leverkusen, and now he's here with Real Madrid, hoping to replicate what he was able to do with Leverkusen here at Real Madrid. Versus Ancelotti, who has been there, done that, right? He has a ton of experience under his belt. He has at this point, like he could do no wrong, right? Like, obviously he's kind of different from Xabi Alonso. He did play as a player. He comes from that Italian background. He has a different approach as a coach. Maybe he is a player's coach. The guy, like you see him dancing with the players and all that stuff. That's not Xabi Alonso, and that's perfectly fine. That doesn't, he. And I mean, I'm not saying that Ancelotti wasn't like he wasn't a tactician master. Like he knew how to put the guys in the right places for what they needed to do. Maybe not so much last year, but also last year was really hard. It was just a tricky year last year, so I'm not faulting Ancelotti for much for that. But to like say that to a complaint be that he's not Carlo Ancelotti, well, of course he's not Carlo Ancelotti. He's Xabi Alonso. Like he's gonna have a different approach than Carlo Ancelotti. Just like I'm sure Zinedine Zidane had a different approach versus Carlo Ancelotti and versus Xabi Alonso. Like they're gonna be different guys. That's all. Not every coach is gonna be the same. They may have ideologies that are similar to their upbringing as players, as coaches and players. But at the end of the day, their style is their style. Xabi Alonso just doesn't work like that, and you can't say it doesn't work because once again, you know what he did at Bayer Leverkusen is proof that what he does is effective. And the way things are looking right now for Real Madrid, it clearly looks effective. So to like be critical about someone just because you don't like the rules that he's implementing is just a moot point. And I think it's funny because there's players that are saying, "Oh, he thinks he's Pep Guardiola." Like, I mean, like, look, Pep Guardiola is considered one of the best coaches in the world, and he is a tactician nerd, right? Um, am I saying once again that he's one of those guys that distance himself from players? I don't know. I've never really heard stories about Pep Guardiola, but like guys just function different ways. I think right now the friction right now is just when you're going in with a new manager and they're doing things that you're just not used to, right? They've been used to Carlo Ancelotti. They've been used to how he does things, how he handles things. And when you bring in someone different that maybe just doesn't do what Carlo, what? Prime example, the Mighty Ducks, right? The movie The Mighty Ducks, right? I know this sounds stupid that I'm saying this, but the Mighty Ducks in D2, D1, and D2 of the Mighty Ducks, all you hear is how Gordon Bombay likes to make the practices fun. They're playing games. They're using eggs to learn about puck control. They have the guy from Texas with a lasso wrangling cattle. Like, in some way it was fun for the kids, but in reality, if you ask any adult, that seemed kind of fucking stupid and kind of a waste of time. Sorry for cussing. And then you come in D3, and that's when you're introduced to this other coach who is just completely different from Gordon Bombay, right? This guy speaks the importance of defense, whereas Bombay, I really don't know what value he brought as a coach, to be honest with you. Uh, I have a lot of things to say about Gordon Bombay as a coach, but but he was the kids loved him, right? He was a kid, he was a player's coach, right? Like, he built a relationship with the kids, and that's why a lot of guys have a lot of respect for Gordon Bombay. Whereas this new guy, he's trying to make them hockey players, right? To be a two-way player, play defensively and attacking, right? And what is Charlie? Charlie, obviously the clear person that has been mostly impacted by Gordon Bombay. He obviously doesn't like the way things are because it isn't how he was used to with Gordon Bombay. Now he's not being babied by his coach. Now he has to actually play hockey and have to earn his captaincy, and all that stuff. But that's kind of similar to what it is going on right now. Like in the end of it, at the end of it all, with the Mighty Ducks and the D3, they buy into what this coach is doing, right? This actual real hockey coach is doing. They buy in. They get it. Charlie gets in line as well. And what they do, they beat the crap out of the varsity. Well, they didn't beat the crap. They beat the varsity team in a bare knuckle defensive showdown. So like, maybe from the movie, if you guys just get in line, things are gonna work out because, like I said, yes, change can be a bit rough sometimes, but in the end of it all, change can also be a good thing. The Carlo Ancelotti era, as great as it was, as amazing as it was, as much as I love Carlo Ancelotti, and Ancelotti will always be someone that I have truly a lot of respect for. This Xabi Alonso era needs we need to see what's really going to come from the Xabi Alonso era. Um, and so far so good. Like I have no complaints. I think this is. I love the way this team is playing. I love that I love how they're playing tactically. Like things are going well. Like if the players just don't like that they're having these extra gym sessions and extra film sessions, like that's a you problem. It's if you ask the fans, yeah, hey, keep going, keep clearly it works. Like that's at the end of it all. If it works, it works. I don't care what else is to say at this point. So that's the reality, right? Um, I think once again, I think maybe Vinicius is a prime example because Vinicius has been one of the more vocal people about Xabi Alonso, but I think Charlie Con, you know what? Prime example, Vinicius Jr. is Charlie Conway. He is Charlie Conway of the Mighty Ducks. Like and Carlo Ancelotti is Gordon Bombay. Like he doesn't like this new coach. He doesn't like what he's having. He's making me defend. Like it's not fair, and all this stuff. And in reality, this is kind of what he needs. This is what Vinicius Jr. needs. And once he figures it out, maybe he needs to go have like a little ditch day from practice, and then he'll realize that, what, this isn't a bad place to be. I'm winning some trophies is going to change everything, right? If Real Madrid can win some trophies this season, Vinicius is going to be like, you know what? I love Xabi Alonso. It could probably much happen, but we'll see what happens there for Real Madrid. It'll only be a matter of time. Who is that guy?